Let's hit the field.
It is Saturday, June 14th, and the Yankees were taking on the Red Sox in Game 2 of a 3-game set from Boston. Carlos Rodon going for win number 9 on the season, and Aaron Judge within striking distance of sole possession of the Major League home run lead. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
I'm not going to BS you guys. I hate losing to the Red Sox. I hate it. Yankees energy the last, I'd say 3 days has been crap. It's been down. The last game in KC, they won, but they had a punt lineup, and they only won somehow because KC was, more pathetic offensively than the Yankees were. That night, aside from, the Goldschmidt single, they did nothing. And then last night, aside from the Judge home run, they did nothing. And then tonight, against a rookie that has done nothing but trash talk you since he got to the big leagues, you do nothing. Rough. I would have expected a little bit more tonight. Maybe they're getting tired. Over the course of the baseball season, energy rises and falls. Teams get hot. They get cold. Sometimes a great team can't beat you. And sometimes a mediocre one just has your number. And right now, the Yankees are in first place. And yet, the Red Sox have beaten them 4 out of 5. But, let's zoom out. Right? Let's not overreact. They dropped this one 4-3, but if we zoom out, the Red Sox are still 7.5 games back. This isn't a crisis. They're just getting back to 500. So let them talk all the smack they want. Yankees are still in good shape. And some of the guys that really carried this Yankees lineup the first month and a half of the season have gone cold. Trent Grisham was on fire. He's doing nothing right now. Ben Rice hasn't hit many home runs lately. It happens. This is the part of the year where legs start to get heavy, especially if you haven't, been a full-time player the last couple of years. Scouting reports start to tighten up after, 50 games of data or so. And look, earlier in this year, this team was running the bases with purpose. They were being aggressive, and they were making good decisions. But the last couple of nights, they have made brutal decisions on the bases. I wish I still had that sound effect about them running the bases like drunks last year from John Sterling, because that's what it looks like. Really, really bad base running the last couple of nights from Volpe and from Dominguez tonight. We'll talk about all that later. Not time to panic, but time for the Yankees to tighten it up. Let's get to the recap.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
So the Red Sox did jump out to an early lead. Volpe tried to make the Jeter jump throw for the 3rd time this week. But this time he couldn't get enough on the throw, and Goldie couldn't pick it. Look, I thought he had time there to set his feet and make a good throw. I feel like he's been, maybe hanging out with Jazz Chisholm too much during infield drills. That's 3 times this week that we've seen him make a play that he doesn't usually attempt. He used to be a guy who would quickly set his feet and get rid of the ball. That's how he would get, he would make up for his, somewhat unpowerful arm, to put it gently. But now he's trying to just jump throw. And he had luck with it a couple of times, and now he wants to do it every time. It's kind of like when he hits a couple of home runs, and he starts thinking, oh, I'm a home run hitter now, like Willie Mays Hayes in Major League 2. I'm a power hitter now. Come on. Just set your feet. You had plenty of time to set your feet there and make a good throw. Jazz, nice piece of hitting from him in his first at-bat. Opposite field single. I like the 70% thing that he's doing. Volpe caught a hanging slider and almost made it 2-0. Hit it over the monster, but just foul. Ended up walking, but the Yankees stranded both runners. So, a missed opportunity. A missed opportunity right there. I see the super chats coming in. I'll post them in just a minute. So, bottom of the 4th inning, Narvaez ripped another shot to the left field wall. Strong throw by Dominguez, but DJ couldn't handle it at second base. Probably would have had the runner. Another missed opportunity. And that runner came in to score on a Trevor Story hit. So, it's the little things over the course of the game that add up, right? Red Sox got another one in the 5th on a double. They knocked out Rodon. They had a 4-0 lead. And I thought Rodon tonight was grinding. He was laboring. I didn't think he was bad. I just didn't think he was sharp. And there's a difference. Yankees did get on the board in the top of the 7th. RBI single from Dominguez. That broke an 0 for 10 streak. Came into that at bat hitting 196 with runners in scoring position. He needed that. Austin Wells made it a 2-run game with a first pitch opposite field single. 11 RBIs for Wells in his last 6 games, so he's having a very good June. Dominguez, I don't know what the hell he was thinking on the bases. I'm still trying to figure this one out. So you got 2 outs. He's on second base. You got runner at first base, and he tried to do a delayed steal. Like, he waited. He intentionally got picked off by the catcher. Like, he got way off and just stopped. And then when the catcher threw it down, he's supposed to take off for third base. That's at least, but he waited. Like, he really waited a long time. He didn't get a good jump on the catcher, and he got thrown out by 6.5 miles. I don't have any clue what he was doing right there. That was a rookie mistake. That was an absolute rookie mistake. Normally, he's an excellent base runner, but Martian lost in space right there. He did get another hit with runners in scoring position in the 9th. RBI double, cut the lead to 1. And then Wells hit one that made me jump out of my seat. I thought it was at least going to hit the wall, maybe go over the wall. The way that Wells reacted, you couldn't tell if he was pissed off or if he was about to do a bat flip. But ultimately, it came up just short.
Oh, there goes gravity.
And the Yankees dropped their second straight. All right, let's hear from some supers in the chat. Brian Bashman says Goldie doubles and Jazz and Volpe swing at every pitch. That's winning baseball. And then Beast Mode says no belly. Boone does it again. Rice is lost. Rice is going through a little bit of funk. I wouldn't call him lost just yet. He's run into some hard luck, some hard outs. Thomas Jacqueem, I can't even pronounce that, says, this game gets me mad. I hope they win tomorrow's game because I'm driving to Boston for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day early to all the dads out there. And then Franklin says, giving trash team hope. This is a problem if the Yankees see them in the playoffs. I agree with you there. I'm going to go ahead and agree. Appreciate the super chats from everyone. You know, there were a few things that cost us in this game. It was the sloppy play from Dominguez where he threw one away. It was Dominguez getting thrown out at third base there. It was just, this was sloppy baseball. It was low-energy baseball. The Yankees are playing like a tired team, which is not good because they still got, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more games in a row before they have a day off. And that's June 26th. So you got to go through one more with Boston, which is a day game after a night game. Better get your energy up for that one. And then you got 4 against the Angels, 3 against the Orioles, who just won a series. And then you got 3 against the Reds, who, despite not being a very good team, have some very good players like Ellie De La Cruz. So you got to be careful to avoid the June swoon here, to avoid the slump. Let's talk about Carlos Rodon.
Pitcher spotlight.
A lot of base runners against Rodon tonight. He was sweating up a storm. I mean, when this guy is sweating, he's sweating. You can fill a swimming pool. Did not seem as comfortable as we've seen him look this season. This was one of those games where he labored. It was a grind. Every pitch was max effort. And pitchers will tell you that nights like tonight are how a large percentage of the season goes. And if you win games like this tonight, it feels better than if you win a game where you dominate. It's more satisfying to win without your best stuff. Roger Clemens used to always say that. David Cohn says it all the time. He completed 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, gave up his 5th double of the game, to basically end his night. And then the Red Sox executed small ball, bunt and a sac fly, something the Yankees do not do very often. Final line for Rodon, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. ERA is back over 3 for the season, but still a very respectable 3.01. Season whip is at 0.99. Topped out at 96.3 tonight. The velocity has not been as good the last couple of outings for him. Early on this year, he was touching 98. The last couple of times out, he's been more 95, 96, maybe, 96 and a half. So, maybe that's intentional. I don't know, trying to go a little less balls to the wall and stay in the game longer. But tonight, only 5 innings plus. But we are going to get some reinforcements. We got Giancarlo Stanton coming back here this week against the Angels. He will not play in this series. I was hoping we'd see him in Boston. I mean, so many great memories of watching him hit balls over the monster. And he might be coming back at the perfect time, with the big caveat that the Yankees need some energy. Now, he's not going to be running the bases and stealing bases, but he might hit a couple of 3-run home runs. Like if he can avoid that slump that he usually has when he comes back, I mean, it would be huge. You know, we're approaching that point in the season where you're seeing pitchers begin to hit the wall. We saw it this week with Chris Bubich, who came into the game leading the league in ERA for the Royals. We've seen it with Carlos Rodon his last couple of times out. You know, Crochet his last time out against the Yankees before last night, a little bit of a hiccup. You know, we're at that point of the year where guys maybe have, you know, they make a few more mistakes. And you need Giancarlo to come in here fresh with his torpedo bat and maybe make some pitchers pay for those mistakes. But, you know, it does seem like whenever he comes back from an injury, it takes him a while. Sometimes 2-3 weeks, you know, he'll go like 3 for 40 before he comes back. And then he gets, this is why we call him Nuclear Stanton and why we have the little, you know, nuclear bomb animation when he's swinging on his little intro reel there. It's because he goes into nuclear mode where he'll hit like 5 home runs in a week, right? And it usually lines up with the playoffs, right, which is great. But right this time we need it to line up with July to avoid a little bit of a summer slump here. And look, the energy from Judge last couple nights, he hit the home run last night, but he's also struck out about 10 times already in the last 3 games. So, you know, he pinch hit and struck out. He was blistering hot against KC. He gets the night off. He comes in and pinch hits and strikes out, and he's been ice cold ever since. So it was like Aaron Boone flipped the off switch on this guy, which drives me freaking nuts. And I get it. I said the other night that was the time to rest him, and maybe it was. But also, it's tough to rest a guy when he just hit one 470 foot the day before. So, hey, it is what it is. Quick word from Harry's, our sponsor, and then back with some comments and voice. In baseball, as in life, it's all about having that extra edge, that little extra half second of a swing, the late break on a slider, or the grit to outlast your opponent on a hot afternoon. Same goes for shaving. Harry's gives you the edge where it counts. I tried the $5 trial set, and honestly, it's like the ace of my bathroom rotation. The handle's weighted just right, the razor is smooth, and the foaming shave gel lathers better than anything I have used before. I keep my beard tight around the jawline, clean edges, no irritation. Harry's handles it with ease. Even the packaging is big league, and their body wash, I've got the redwood scent. It's like a fresh cut field on opening day. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's razors. Normally their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for just $5 at harrys.com/stripe. That's harrys.com/stripe for a $5 trial set. Shoot, I forgot to turn off the 2-person cam again. All right, so let's take some comments here. We got Brian calling in.
What's going on, Derek? It's Brian. Man, still early. 6th inning, but hate to think we let the Boston Red Sox back into the season with these back-to-back series victories against us if they end up pulling off tonight. That's a tough one. Quick, I don't know if we talked about this or not, but quick trade talk. I was just curious if we thought about Austin Riley, third baseman from the Braves. I don't know if it's doable or not, but he's batting around 280, I think 11 home runs or so. Could be a solid stick, decent fielder over on third base. I don't know if we'd be able to get it done or not, but Braves seem to be pretty much out of it this year. All right, man. Hopefully we turn this game around. Let's see what's up. Bye.
Yep. Austin Riley hitting 282, 11 home runs, 36 ribbies. You know, the Braves got off to such a tough start this year. They're usually, you know, such a formidable team. And I think they started off 0-7, and that kind of, you know, got them off on the wrong foot. And now they're struggling, and there's been a lot of talk about breaking down the team. Last night, Terrence and I talked about whether or not they would trade Chris Sale. If they do break it down, Chris Sale is somebody that I absolutely want. Austin Riley, somebody that I'd be very interested in. But I think, honestly, the Yankees are going to stick with DJ at second, Jazz at third. That would be my prediction, and they're going to go out and get pitching. That would be what they would spend on, I think. Here's Daniel.
Hey, Derek, it's Daniel here. Currently going into the bottom of the 6th right now. 0-3. Scan is looking like a shit show already. Just went down 1-2-3 top of the lineup. Grisham can't be up in the top of the lineup. He's just lost everything that
Yep. Grisham, I think it's time to drop him down to the bottom of the lineup. He has regressed back to his normal non-hitting self. He's gotten in his mind that he's a home run hitter, and that swing has gotten long. Brian Bashman says Derek's favorite name is Bubich. I also really like Coco Crisp, Boof Bonzer, and I mean there's some other good ones out there. Valdez says tomorrow's another day. They'll get it done. I like the positivity. Let's hope so. E-Money, the opposite of positivity, says the Red Sox are our kryptonite. That new Superman movie looks really, really, really good. I can't wait to watch that one. And then Brian Bashman says the big sleep needs to wake up. I'm looking forward to getting back in pinstripes. I feel like the Yankees have had, they've been on the road for a long time because, KC, those games, you had a day off and then 3 late games in KC, and then Boston always just drags on it. I hate that ballpark. I just hate it when the Yankees are in Boston. But hey, we still got a good chance to, finish out June and have a good road trip. If you win tomorrow, you're 4-2 on the trip. That's not bad. And then you got, some teams coming up that you really should beat. The Angels, the Orioles, Reds, on the road, I think you should hit in that ballpark with the rate that the Yankees hit home runs. And then the Athletics. Look, I think the Yankees are still going to have a very good June. They're just going through a little bit of a rut right now. Let's take some comments here. So we got some comments saying Austin Riley is locked up for the next 80 years. I'm unfamiliar with his contract. DJPX, his first time checking the channel. Dope. Appreciate it. Hope you're not calling me a dope, although it would be true. Mike Lacombe says leadoff hitters apply within. Yeah, we definitely need a regular leadoff hitter. I don't know what the answer is, but you can't just keep this Russian roulette of leadoff guys. I mean, maybe it's Bellinger. Maybe it's Dominguez. Dominguez at least has a high on-base percentage, and he can run. He's fast. I know that they like him to drive in runs, but like we said before, he's only hitting about 200 with runners in scoring position, even though he had 2 RBI hits tonight. Maybe he's the answer. He's a switch hitter. But then again, against lefties, he's been pretty much an automatic out. So there's really no good solution. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do there. Maybe that's something they can address at the trade deadline. Maybe there's a leadoff hitter out there. Maybe they try a DJ LeMahieu. I mean, he hasn't really been tearing the cover off the ball, but he hasn't been horrible. He's 267 with a 726 OPS. That's better than Grisham right now hitting 239. His OPS is high, but he hasn't hit a home run in a long time. I think that they've definitely got to consider some lineup tweaks, and they'll probably start that when Giancarlo comes back. I would imagine that, they're going to also take a look at, the trends and what everybody's been doing lately and just try and adjust on the fly to avoid that summer swoon. They finished under 500 in July 2 years in a row. Last year, not the greatest June either. I think they were like 14-13. And this year, you just kind of want to avoid that. Wayne J says De Los Santos look good. De Los Santos now, 1.83 ERA. He had 3 scoreless innings. Very much an unsung hero out of this Yankees bullpen, 27 years old. Not a big strikeout guy, 19 2/3 innings, just 13 strikeouts, but seems to get it done. He's one of these guys that, to me, seems like all arms and legs, right? He just all arms and legs. And that can be difficult as a hitter to figure out to time to do whatever. We got people calling for Judge to lead off. I don't want Judge in the leadoff spot. I like him hitting with men on base. The Yankees did do that during his 62 home run season. I didn't love it. I would rather him hit with guys on base. Word Lifer with a great point says Dominguez would see more strikes in front of Judge. 100% correct. He would. Jeff Abramo says, got to give it up to Dobbins. His game backed his mouth, and he made the adjustments this time out. He definitely did. I hate it when guys are all talk and then can't walk the walk. Like Jazz Chisholm in the playoffs last year was like that. Talked a lot of smack and then did jack shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a night. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm going to watch Mission Impossible 2 now. I just finished watching part 1. I'm going to watch through them all, and I'm digging it. But I just saw the last one, and it had been a long time since I watched through the whole series, so I'm going back through and watching the whole. I remember 2 being the worst, but it had a cool intro, so I'm gonna fire that up tonight. But enjoy the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow after the game. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.